live coming to you from Kuala Lumpur, the Dive Vlog podcast. It's me, Diki and Adam. Is that him? Is he just acting?
Should we begin?
Yeah, let's try.
Salam sejahtera, guys. Welcome to Dive Vlog. My name is Adam.
And I'm Diki.
So before we start today's podcast, we just came back from DRT 2024.
Yes.
Dive Resort
Travel
Expo. It was held at Kuala Lumpur Convention Center.
Yep.
We met a lot of you guys. We met some old friends. And we would like to thank you guys for the support that you have given us, the comment that you have given us. Some of you actually told us that we are on the right track.
Yeah.
But of course, we know that we still have a lot of things that we need to improve.
Yes.
We'll do our best.
During the DRT, there was these 3 groups of friends who were our listeners. So I was like, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But they happened to be new divers, but I knew them in my other activity, which is the Boy Scout. So yeah.
They went to DRT.
So they were at DRT trying
Newly
to look.
certified divers.
Yep.
Oh,
So
interesting.
trying to look for, dive excursion, trip and packages and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. So thank you guys so much for approaching us and telling us that you guys watch our podcast. It means a lot to us. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Whenever you see us anywhere diving or any dive show, because me and Diki, we attend a lot of dive shows because most of the time we'll be working there. So come over and say hi.
Yeah, don't be shy. Just come
Yeah.
over, just tap us on our shoulder or whatever, and then, can even chit chat a little bit.
We also would like to know you guys better and would like to learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
So Diki, today's episode, we're going to talk about something that is really close to our heart.
Yes. So this is episode 4.
Yes, indeed.
Episode 4, and we are talking about our
Home base.
Home base.
Our headquarters.
So where we grew, where
Yes.
it all began for us, or at
As
least
a
for me.
diver. As
or
a
at least for
diver.
me as a diver. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, we are going to be talking about Tioman Island.
Yes, Tioman Island.
Tioman Island.
Both of us actually kind of grew up as a diver at the same dive center, but at different eras. We did not meet each other for the first time at the dive center, which is B&J Dive Center. We did not meet there. How I met Diki is because I think I previously mentioned before that we are actually neighbors, and we did not know that we actually dive at the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we did.
No?
We've been crossing each other, saying hi, bye kind of thing.
Yes.
And then the next thing we know, we went to the same dive center.
The first time I saw you at Tioman, we actually don't know each other. You brought a group there,
I think.
and then
so.
you were teaching classes. You were doing your courses. I
Uh-huh.
was just happens to be there fun diving, but we did not know each other. Back to now, here we are doing podcast together.
Yeah, geez, how long was that, man?
Don't
Many
ta-
years
don't-
ago.
don't-
You
don't
can
try to calculate.
we can.
Don't try to calculate
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
diving community, it's small. I mean, at least for Malaysia, right? So everybody will tend to know each other. Tioman is an island that is situated somewhere 60 odd nautical mile from Peninsular, Malaysia. To be
Mhm.
exact, it's somewhere in southeast of the Peninsular, Malaysia. You can get there from 2 locations, basically. I mean, one being in Pahang and the other one being in Johor, Mersing.
The state of Pahang.
These are
and
the state of
Johor.
Pahang. Yes,
Mhm.
state of Pahang, state of Johor. Yeah.
Usually, most people will get into the island through Mersing at
Mhm.
Johor. Probably the most well-equipped jetty.
Mm-hmm.
So Mersing, and it's also the fact that because it's near to Singapore.
Mersing
Yes.
town is a little bit more established than in Tanjung Gemuk. Or what's the other name again? For
Teluk
Tanjung Gemuk,
Gading.
Teluk Gading. That's
Yeah.
that's the latest name for
They
that.
changed the name from Tanjung Gemuk to
Uh-huh.
Teluk Gading. From Kuala Lumpur, getting to those 2 jetties, they are actually about the same.
Duration.
It's the same route that they use to get there. and because it's at the east of the east coast of Malaysia. From Kuala Lumpur to Mersing, gonna take about 4 to 5 hours. 4.5 to 5 hours.
5 hours, yeah.
Yeah. And
Depending
then,
on how fast you drive and
Yes.
what kind of vehicle.
same goes for Telok Gading as well, because they are not far apart. I mean, if you were to drive from Mersing to Telok Gading, it's probably like 30 to 45
40
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not that far.
And then from there onwards, we'll have to take ferries.
Mainly two ferry operators. One is Qatar Ferry and the other one is Blue Water Ferry. Traveling from these two ports to the island will take you somewhere, depending on water conditions as well. If the swell is big or if the water is flat, it changes. So roughly on average, it will take about 2 hours to 2.5 hours from these two locations to Tioman Island.
Total traveling time, I would say, is between 6 to 7 hours from Kuala Lumpur if you are taking the land route, plus minus the transit time, right? And also something that I would actually like to tell you guys is the timing for the ferry changes every month. It's due to the tide. It goes according to the tide, because during low tide, the ferries are not able to leave the ferry or the jetty or get into the jetty. So they are scheduled depending on the tide. They do not always depart in the morning. Sometimes they depart in the afternoon, sometimes even the evening.
Yeah.
I have taken a 12 a.m. ferry before, reaching the island at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Wow, okay. I just want to add, for those of you who are coming from overseas or for tourists that
exactly.
are, you come into Kuala Lumpur, then you head to
Mersing.
TBS.
Yes. TBS.
We have the bus services. So TBS is short form for Terminal Bersepadu
Selatan.
So it's a big, huge bus terminal where you can get buses to destinations. Other than that, you can also fly into Tioman. This is fun because it only takes 1 hour to reach from Kuala Lumpur.
1.5.
1.5 hour from Kuala Lumpur to Tioman Island. It's a small plane.
Twin props, right?
Twin prop.
Yeah.
So there are baggage limitations. If you're hauling the whole set of equipment, you might not be able to bring your equipment.
Yeah, for me and Diki, it's a bit difficult for us to take the plane from Kuala Lumpur to Tioman. Obviously it's because there's a 7 kgs limitation. Me and him, we are hauling our gears, I think at least 20 kgs every time we go there.
20 kgs.
So we can't really do the 7 kgs. It's obviously more costly than land transport. Usually the one-way ticket from Kuala Lumpur to Tioman costs around 300 ringgit. All the way up to 700 ringgit I've seen before.
This is flying.
Yes,
This is flying, yes.
The air tickets.
Yeah. And the ferry ticket nowadays, what's the latest pricing? Do we have the latest pricing now?
Yes. So Blue Water, I believe, flat rate 60 ringgit per way.
Okay.
And apart from that, you need to pay marine conservation fee. Mersing, I think you have to pay another extra 5 ringgit.
Okay.
Because of as I said, the ferry service charge, something like that.
Okay.
As I remember, Mersing you pay 60 plus 10 ringgit.
60 plus 10, yes.
Yeah, but Telok Gading you pay 60 plus 5 ringgit only. Telok Gading is a bit cheaper.
Okay.
Let's talk about Tioman Island itself.
Yeah, so now we're on the island.
Yes.
And the island is, I would say, huge.
I think it's about the size of Langkawi. A little bit smaller than Langkawi.
Okay, we'll find that and then we'll just put this
but
up.
it's about the size of Langkawi.
The island is mainly populated by Tiomanese. Can we call them Tiomanese? So local who live there, who work there. They used to be fishermen village, but now I think
their main income
venture
nowadays
into tourism.
Tourism,
right? Yeah.
yes. This is also, I think, partly due to the fact that Tioman is a marine park now. So there's no fishing allowed within 2 nautical miles from the island, I believe.
Yes.
That's why they changed most of their operation to become a tourism island.
Although there are fishing boats, but they go out
Yes,
quite far.
They will need to leave the island, the vicinity of the islands to go fishing. Yes.
So they go out, they do fishing, come back, and then that's where we get our fresh fish as well on the island.
Yes.
So that comes to food.
The fishermen will usually dock at Tioman on Friday for prayers. So they will come in on Friday morning.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they will get into the ferry, the jetty, and go for their Friday prayers. And that is the time where the locals will go to the jetty and try to buy fish or whatever they
Fresh
have their catch from them. Some of them actually do not want money. It's like a barter system. They want to exchange for something else. Instead of money, they want something else.
Yeah.
Although the island is huge, but most of the villages are separate among each other. In order to from one village to get to another village, it's mostly you need to use the waterway. So it's either through ferry or through like small boats. Like there's no land roads that connects between most of the villages. So there are only 3 villages that are connected, namely Teket, the main town of Tioman. Teket being there's where the airport, and the schools, the police stations, and the fire departments. That's where they are. Of course, most importantly, the hospitals there. I wouldn't call it a hospital.
It's a clinic.
It's a clinic. Yeah. So Teket is connected to Juara, which is at the east side of the island, the one that's facing the Great South China Sea. On the east side of the island, there's only 1 village.
So all the villages are situated on the west side of
facing
the island.
Facing
the mainland. So all of this is built very close to the beach.
The reason why most of the residences, the kampong, the villages, are on the west side is because of the monsoon, and then it's because of the wave. The west side is facing the mainland, so it's mostly protected most of the time. Whereas Juara, it's more subject to the element.
There's more beaches on the west side as opposed to the east side.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So on the east side, you have really huge beach, and that one big beach or cove is called Juara. That's where the Kampung Juara is. Other than that, it's just rock and boulders and all that. Population-wise, I'm not too sure about the population. I think a couple of thousand of people there.
The last I heard is I think around 3,000 during the good weather season. I think it's between March until October. There are probably more mainlander there.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of mainlanders working at the island.
Of course. Yeah.
And then of
boat
course
captain, boat crew,
dive crews.
Food-wise, I love the food in Tioman. We have seafood, we have Chinese food, we have local Malay food. We used to have Indian food, but I'm not too sure now if the Indian food is
There's
still
one
available.
shop selling it. There's still one.
There you go.
There's still one.
So we have varieties. Western food, you name it, we have it. Bakery, there's cake shop.
I mean, you get the beauty of the island and also the comfort of city. There are still some limitation, that there's still something that you can't get there. You have limited choices sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's available, but you only limited choices.
True.
Yeah. But cargoes go into the island every single day, transporting goods for the islanders and the tourists to buy. So it's not really a huge problem.
Yeah, and then there's also a bank. So
yes.
I find,
there's one ATM machine in the whole of island.
It's decent bank. It's really good.
So interestingly, one thing I found out about the island, that they are trying to go cashless this season, 2024. So everything is through contactless payment.
Yeah.
Now they are trying to implement that.
Yeah.
So even the small store by the roadside, they want to make it to become cashless.
Well, I think that's only convenient.
It makes sense because, as I was saying, the island only has one ATM machine. So going cashless it will be easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Not only the local people, but the tourists that goes there as well.
Yeah.
Apart from staying at the island, they can also opt for live on board.
Yes. There's a couple of live on board that's operating in Tioman or around Tioman.
It used to be a lot more because the Singaporean LOBs actually goes there as well. But Apparently not anymore. Probably I don't see a
Yeah,
lot
definitely there's
compared to last
lesser
time.
LOBs. Diving. I first set foot on Tioman in 1998. That's a long time.
It is.
And you know why?
Wow.
Why does it interest me so much? Why do I go back to Tioman? Well, I go back to other islands as well. Don't get me wrong. I love going to Perhentian. I love going to Redang, Kapas, Tenggol. I love going to all of these islands. But Tioman is, as we say earlier, it's very close to our heart. It's our training ground. But because of the topography, because of the size of the island and what it can cater, so there's the studies that has been done by the fishery department, Taman Laut, which is the marine park, marine conservation, and so on. And Tioman Island has, of all of the islands in Peninsular Malaysia, Tioman Island has the most numbers in terms of coral growth, coral species, marine life, and marine species. You know.
This is definitely due to the fact that they actually gazette the whole island as a marine park.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of things that are not allowed on the island.
Mm.
For instance, water sports.
Jet
not
ski.
allowed. No water
Not
sports.
allowed.
No jet ski.
No,
No banana boats.
banana boats.
The only things that tourists are able to do while they are on the island is mostly snorkeling,
Snorkeling, kayaking,
diving,
diving,
swimming.
swimming.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They can't even fish there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't even. You can't charter a boat and fish around the island. You
No.
need to get out of the island.
Yeah, you have to go
fish.
out.
So it's pretty much a sanctuary for corals and fishes.
Mm. Speaking of sanctuary, in Tioman, the Tioman Turtle Project. So it's a turtle conservation
Center.
center, which is situated in Juara. So that could
Juara.
be interesting. There's a lot of schools,
International schools.
international school that visit this conservation center. What kind of marine life do we get in Tioman?
Well, mostly tropical marine life, because I mean it's a tropical island after all,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a lot of reef fishes
Mm-hmm.
because the amount of corals, as Diki said, it's abundance
Abundant, yep.
at Tioman, especially in the shallower depth.
Mm.
I think most of the corals, the one that flourish with a lot of fishes, are between, I would say, 3 to 9 to 10 meters.
Mm.
Yeah, where the light can actually penetrate to. So you can see the corals, they are really, really beautiful when they are illuminated by the sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Because the deeper you go, the more color that you lose.
Yeah.
Which is why Tioman is a beautiful place, and it's a great place for beginner divers
Mm-hmm.
to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly any current
Mm-hmm.
most of the time.
Dive site is fairly easy.
Yeah, a lot of the dive sites are actually within the bay
Mm.
or is protected by the small islands.
Yeah.
So which is why there's a lot of currents,
Mm-hmm.
and there's hardly any surge. I mean, during the monsoon season, you get some surges. I think at certain dive sites like Soya, but most of the time I don't feel any surge.
Yeah, most of the time it's calm and
Yeah, so it's calm.
you get flat waters pretty often as well. But yeah, off and on, sometimes you get the wind when the north-south east wind,
Yeah.
you know, and then the monsoon. Generally, it's a really nice island to go to. And not only water sports like snorkeling, kayaking, diving, but Tioman has a lot to offer. So people who are, the bird
Bird watcher.
watchers, and then there's a lot of reptiles. And if I'm not wrong, there's a few specific snakes that are
Only available on the
available
island.
on Tioman.
Yes.
So these are the things that excites people as well.
The nature lovers.
The
Tioman-
jungle is just
Lush.
green.
Green.
And there's 2 waterfalls on Tioman, so a lot to cater, a lot to do
Mhm.
in Tioman. And recently, I think it was late last year, there's a new event
It's basically an Ironman ultra marathon.
Ultra run.
It's a 50 meters ultra
Yeah,
marathon.
Tioman Ultra. That was
Yes,
what it
yes.
was called. Tioman has adopted this, and they're gonna organize the Tioman Ultra run
It's gonna happen every year now.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Every
in the
year.
past there were mountain biking competitions as well, but I'm not too sure if that's gonna come back. But yeah.
Tioman is also a wall climbing destination.
Mm-hmm.
It has actually some good walls for you for wall climbers,
Mm-hmm.
mountain climbers
Mm-hmm.
to go to. The Twin Peak. That's where
Yes.
they go and climb.
It's down
Great.
south
Yes.
of Tioman.
Great view.
Mm.
And also, Tioman has rafflesia,
Yes.
the biggest flower in the world.
Yep.
It used to be quite rare. I think in Malaysia it's only available in Sabah,
Sabah,
Sarawak.
Sarawak, yeah.
But now you
Mainly
can find-
KK, Kota Gunung,
Yes.
Gunung Kinabalu, right?
Yes. So now if you hire a guide at Tioman, they will bring you there to see the flowers. You don't have to go all the way to Sabah, Sarawak to do that.
Mm,
Basically, it has a lot of things to offer.
definitely.
Yeah.
Tioman has got so many things.
Even if you don't go scuba, I mean, Tioman is mostly known for diving, water
Diving.
sports. But apart from that, there are a lot of on-land activities that you can do. Hiking is a good thing. A lot of people hike in Tioman,
Mm,
like going from the east side to the west side and vice versa.
mhm.
And then there are also mountains that you can climb. So in the middle of the island is actually a mountain.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can you need to
It's a
climb.
bridge in the
Yeah,
middle of the
you need to
island.
climb through it to get to the other side, which is it's not as bad at this because I think it takes about 2-3 hours just to get to hike to the other side. And also if you are not feeling to hike back there, you can actually take a cab.
A 4x4 cab.
Yeah, it's from Johor
Yes.
back to Teke,
Yes.
so it's easy.
There's also golfing green for the golfers.
Yeah, 18 holes.
So
Is it 18? I'm not sure. I've never been before.
No, I'm not a golfer, so I wouldn't know.
No, I think they have golf
And
course 18 holes that
you can play golf there as well.
Yes, golf.
Right. So what it is about Tioman that make you come back all these years? So when did you came to Tioman?
I think likely 15 years ago.
Right.
The thing about Tioman is, there's this culture in scuba diving where the first dive center that you go to
Mm-hmm.
is usually the dive center that you're gonna go most often. You will probably regard that dive center as
Your
one of
second
your
home.
your base for scuba diving.
Okay.
Scuba diver will go back to that dive center to do their courses.
Mm, yeah.
So that's what happened to me. Most of my courses are taken in Tioman.
Okay.
So I mean, after so many years being there, I know the place upside down. Not only the dive sites, but the people, the
Mhm.
restaurant's owner, and
Mhm.
everything. So when I go back to Tioman, I just feel at home.
Mm-hmm.
People are so friendly there. It's like I felt, even though I'm not from Tioman, but I feel like I'm part of them already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or we get to bond with the local folks very easily.
Yeah.
So they are very welcoming.
Yeah.
The islanders, the Tiomanese.
Yeah, they are very
So
welcoming.
it's cool. It's for those of you who have not been to Tioman, we would really recommend that you come to Tioman, experience Tioman, and enjoy yourself in Tioman.
And I think one big reasons both of us go back to Tioman when we get into the island, it's not like a few days things. Sometimes we stay for weeks,
Yep.
even months. The thing about Tioman is it's quite a livable island
Mm-hmm.
because it has a town, it has everything.
Yeah.
It has restaurants all over the place. You don't have to be stuck in one restaurant eating the same food every day. Yeah, it's basically a small town.
It's complete and there's variety. So
Yeah. Because some islands, they are only resorts and resorts and resorts.
Mm.
So obviously, unless you work there, it's not easy to stay, to live there because it's just a resort.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things, necessities and everything that you can't get.
Mm.
But in Tioman, yeah,
It's pretty easy.
can get anything.
Yeah.
You can even buy online stuff and send to the island.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a few more days longer, but it's doable.
Yeah.
I'm sure some islands you can't use those online platform to buy on to shopping. But in Tioman you can.
Yeah.
You can actually do that.
Yeah. There's courier service on the island as well.
Yeah, straight to the island.
Yeah. Dive site. Do you want to share any of the dive site?
Diving at Tioman is generally safe and easy. It's not very complicated.
It's not deep.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, the condition is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the dive site actually revolves around the northwest side of the island. The big island has a lot of dive sites, but the beautiful ones are actually located at Coral Island.
Of Tioman. So there's
Yes, it's part of Tioman.
a few more islands
Yeah, it's part
off of the
Tioman.
main Tioman Island.
Yeah, the Tioman what do you call that word?
Archipelago.
The Tioman
Archipelago.
archipelago.
Pelago.
Wow, okay, I just let Diki say it. I'm
Okay.
good with that word. The Tioman Archipelago. Within Coral Islands itself, I think it has well over almost 10 dive sites there.
In Coral Island.
Just the Coral Islands
Yeah.
alone.
So
But
Coral Island, yeah.
yeah, and then north of Coral Island, we have Chebe. Chebe is probably the furthest island from Tioman, the big island, which is also one of the most beautiful dive sites they have there. Chebe has 2 dive sites. It's either north or south, small islands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Visibility is awesome there. That 2 particular locations probably has the best visibility, but it has current because it's a bit away. It's nearer to the big open sea, and chances of you seeing whale shark at Tioman is like a jackpot.
If you're lucky, but normally when it comes to September, October, this is where if you're lucky, you can get to see whale sharks.
So that is the spot where you can actually spot the big stuff. It's a bit deeper dive. I've been there to 40-50 meters, but it's quite a swim from the
island,
from the main island.
Yeah.
So you need to get dropped off by the boat quite far away, and then swim back to the island. That particular dive site has a lot of marine life. So there's one spot in the north that always has a group of snappers, yellow snappers. They are always there. I think maybe
big fat yellow snappers.
Yes. Most at one time, easily 300-400 of
plenty,
them there.
Plenty.
And then right below them there's a swim through. Yeah, so it's a very nice place to take pictures and make videos. One of my favorite sites. One of a lot of people's favorite site actually.
I saw a huge guitar shark. So it's
A
really
chebe.
huge. Yes. So it was
Sandy
really
bottom, is it?
sandy bottom.
So it's a bit quite deep then.
Yeah, really huge guitar sharks there. Not only in Chebe, I've seen it also in Sepoy. I've seen it also in Tiger Reef.
What a sight.
That's awesome, man.
What a sight.
To see all this marine life in Tioman. One of the dive site that always excites me is Fan Canyon. So I love Fan Canyon. I mean, canyon, so it looks like mainly rocks, so it slopes down, and this is where you get to see a huge sea fan.
Gargonian.
So yeah, the Gargonian sea fan, which goes like maybe 2 meters wide.
Oh, that's huge.
So it's huge, and it goes down, and you can go down to the very bottom to 32 meters sandy area. So as an instructor, I always like to choose this dive site because you get to show the students a lot, and you can also do deep dives there if needed. When you do your advanced open water, that kind of stuff. It is sheltered. It is protected. It's a very easy dive site. And there's plenty of stuff to see. Not only the corals there are abundant. I've seen a lot of sharks, the black tip reef sharks. They sometimes go there as well. Or you get to see a lot of cuttlefish when the season comes.
February now, actually.
And there was this one time I was there. I saw a really huge turtle. It's a green turtle, but it's huge, and it was a male. I kid you not, it's big. So yeah. Other than Fan Canyon, there are plenty more of other dive sites. There are swim throughs in Tioman. In our last podcast, we did mention something about going to swim throughs, and one of the dive site is called Labas as well. Basically, it's a rock formation. If you cut open the cheese, it looks like that. So there's plenty of swim throughs in Labas.
It's basically a dive site where a bunch of boulders stack up
On each other.
between each others.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite also, especially when you're a side mount diver. It's a good playground, and it's a good place for you, how to say, make the best out of the side mount configuration.
Yeah. And for those of us who are a bit more adventurous, like the tech divers and so on, it's possible to do wreck diving, really deep wreck diving, like the HMS Repulse, the Prince of Wales, the O16 K17. Being in South China Sea and where the shipping lane is, and you get to dive all these wrecks. World War wrecks are there as well. Tioman is still one of the preferred choice for divers to go.
Tioman is famous because during the 70s, one of the James Bond movie was shot there. So it's still famous until now. And I believe it's listed in the Lonely Planet list of places to go.
Yeah.
So it's one of the destination where a lot of backpackers come to. And also the fact that it's near to Singapore, we get a lot of Singaporean divers. Singaporean tourists that actually goes to the island. Diki was talking about wrecks just now. My favorite wrecks to go to, I think a lot of people also like to go Sipadan wreck. The name of the wreck is KM Sipadan.
Yeah.
So it was sunk, I think, on 2013. It's a petrol boat, right? I remember.
So it was previously a naval patrol boat, and then it was decommissioned, given to the or passed it over to the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency. And then I think at that point in time, when in 2013, they decommissioned it, and then they sunk it as an artificial reef. Tell us more about the wreck.
The KM Sipadan sits there at 30 meters. Unfortunately, it's at silty bottom, so visibility not as good. In between, there are actually two more wrecks, the Sawadi wrecks.
So the wooden wreck.
The wooden fisherman wrecks that was there. But I think the condition now for those wrecks are not so good anymore. It's because over the years, the monsoon and the water and everything, it's breaking in pieces already.
So those wrecks has been there for many years, and I think now it's just rubbles.
Yes, I dove that side even before Sipadan was there. It was pretty intact that time. You can see you can see the superstructures and everything. Now mostly rubble. But there's still a lot of marine lives there. I've seen stonefish there. I've seen lionfishes, but because most of the time nowadays we only swim around the Sipadan wreck. It's because it's at 30 meters, so our bottom time is limited. We do our tech dive training there as well. The simulated deco stops, we do it there. It's because it's a blue water entry. You're basically going down 30 meters straight down with a guideline. It's not like you're swimming down to the slope. No, there's no slope. Straight away 30 meters. Which is why I love this dive site, because you don't have to swim a lot. You just
get off the dive boat,
descend,
and then descend down.
And then you just swim around the wreck. Not a lot of swimming involved. And navigation is very easy. And when you're guiding and when you're bringing divers, you can hardly lose them. Unless visibility is bad. I've been there once on a night dive. The visibility was so horrible. The diver in front of me is literally like here. I can't see him.
Not even the light as well.
It's a night dive, and I can't see him at all.
Alright.
Yeah, not as bad as cave diving, but oh my god, that was an experience.
Alright.
Yeah, very, very bad visibility.
Okay.
I think it's because it's nighttime. Maybe all the divers already went down there and kicked up all the silt because nighttime, right?
Also maybe because of the tides.
Yeah, and it's dark.
And the bottom is silt.
The torchlight does not help at all, because you're just shining on silt, and then it's just make the situation worse. Just make the situation. Especially if you are using a video light. No, it's worse.
We can talk a lot about Tioman. There's more and more to share, but it's just too much to share. If you want to know more about Tioman, if you want to feel what we feel about Tioman, make the trip to Tioman, come to Tioman. If you need help, we can also, point you direction, recommend people, recommend establishments and all that kind of stuff.
Some of the dive centers, they dive at different spots.
Yeah.
For those dive centers located at the south side, they dive usually at the south side of the island. We are mostly on the north side.
North, yes.
So we dive on the north side of the island. There are some nice dive sites on the east as well, namely Lobster Bay. I had one of the best experience there. It was in deep water though, because I was doing a tech dive. Once I've done my bottom time, I was swimming back to the reef. There was this spot, I think roughly around 26 meters, huge boulders. Barracuda swimming. I saw jacks at the same time, and lobsters, 2 big lobsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you
Awesome.
ever encountered a huge grouper?
Grouper, I don't see that much in Tioman before though.
Okay, so since 1998, and I think I can fairly say that I've dived most of the dive site. I covered it all, I think. But on this particular dive, I did a deep dive with a student of mine. We went up to 40 meters for the deep spec, and then we come back up. As we're coming up to the shallow at about maybe 18, 17 meters, just as we are approaching the wall, we come across this huge grouper. And I kid you not, it's huge. It's Goliath, huge.
Not even a giant, it's a Goliath.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's like Perodua Kanchil.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's that huge. The
My
face
God.
is just so big.
size of a car.
Yes, so it's huge. I was just puzzled, where have these fish been all this while, and this is the only time that I seen him.
Which
And
dive site is that?
Lobster.
Lobster too.
Yeah, so from the wall you go out to
Yeah.
deep water, and then you come back up. It's just in between there.
Mhm.
A lot of us, quite a lot of us saw it. As you said, you did your tech training there. I did my tech training there as well. We have come across quite a few techies who frequent to Tioman, frequent to the dive center that we go to, rebreather divers, and yeah, I think Tioman can accommodate new beginner divers right up to the more serious divers, like the technical divers.
Oh, I'm actually lucky that I actually chose B&J as my dive center, which exposed me to all this kind of thing. Else I wouldn't probably have become a tech diver or even being able to train until that level. And being a tech dive center also expose you to a lot of technical equipments that you see. Being there at Tioman doing tech diving is a lot easier. Nowadays, most of the time, I go to Tioman train tech diving. It's because the condition is awesome. I don't even need to go deep, basically. It's just shallow dive, sandy bottom. I just train and do whatever I need to do, right?
Yeah.
But when you want to go a little bit deeper, just get onto the boat, 10 minutes and you're there.
Yeah.
You can go 50 meters dive anytime.
Yeah.
Not all the dive sites are that
Yeah,
deep.
yeah.
I think on average, Tioman dive sites are pretty shallow.
Pretty.
18 meters or less, 16 meters average.
Mm.
So, which is great for beginners
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go there to
Yeah.
dive. The reef is either on your left or your right. We only dive one direction most of the time.
Yeah.
We go down one direction, we come back up. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy dive. We don't have to go back to our starting point or anything.
Yeah.
You just go with the flow. There's this one site that at Tioman called Soyak Trench, which not a lot of people dive. Soyak is an island that is in front of Salang. It's also a recreational dive site. But on the west side of that island, there's a trench that goes down to 60, 70 meters, I believe. It's been a while since I went there. But that's where us tech divers go there to train as well.
Yeah.
The current can be bad. I've did one dive with my instructor Darren before. We were doing Soyak Deep. Our deco dive, we have to hang for quite a while. When we surface, we are actually near Air Batang, bro. From
Okay.
Soyak. We were
Alright.
near Air Batang already, so the current actually took us quite far. Because it's actually a channel, because
Yeah.
Soyak is like very near to the mainland. So it's more like a small channel.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But over the years, there are more and more tech divers going to Tioman to train. Of course, it's mainly due to the fact that I think in Peninsular Malaysia, there are only 2 tech dive center, and both of them are at Tioman. I think so.
You can say that.
I'm talking
There's
about Peninsular Malaysia.
There's one in Dungun.
Dungun has one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Dungun has one as well.
Okay.
They cater tech courses, rebreather courses as well.
Oh,
but yeah.
The INTD, what do you call it? Dive center, is it? Are they INTD?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, the Singaporean tech divers also go to Tioman. So it's a good place to train. Yeah, but not so serious diving because condition is too ideal to do serious diving.
Yes.
I can't believe I just said that, but I did. Right.
Wow, I think a lot of the tech divers will agree as well.
So Diki, when is your next trip to Tioman?
What
are you doing there?
So the season has started. I will be frequent to Tioman from now on as well. I'll be conducting IDCs.
What is IDC?
So IDC is short for Instructor Development Course. So divers who has come up to the level and now wanting to choose scuba diving as a career. IDC is a course where you sit in order to become an instructor. Maybe that could be a topic for another time. But yes, for those of you who would like to hear maybe a topic about career in diving, then we will try and share that with you as well in the near future. So I think that would be all for us tonight, Adam, or unless you have got anything else that you want to say.
You haven't asked me when I'm going.
Oh, I'm so sorry. When are you going to Tioman? Or are you going to Tioman anytime soon?
I think within the next few days I'll be going.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right.
I'm planning to stay a month there.
All right.
I bought a new camera.
Awesome.
Which I wanted to test out. Yeah. So I want to dive and make some videos for myself and for Instagram. And then what else do I want to do there?
Yeah, I so since you mentioned that you're going to be there for a month or so and so on, it struck me that we did not inform that Tioman Island has got good internet connection. So the speed is also very decent. Fiber optic connection, so digital nomad alike.
Me,
you can choose Tioman Island. It's just convenient.
I go to Tioman to work basically, not as a scuba diver, not as a scuba profession. I just need a laptop and then internet connection is good there. That I don't have to worry about missing out any work. So which is why I'm able to afford to stay there for a month. Don't tell my family, but I just want to escape Chinese New Year as well. Instead of celebrating Chinese New Year, I just want to go there and do some diving. I miss diving, bro. It's been when was our last dive? November, yes. Yeah, now it's February.
In Sulawesi.
It's been 2 months since we are out of the water. I just want to go and dive.
It's also because Malaysia is affected by the monsoon season. So as Adam has mentioned earlier, the season in Tioman starts from mid-February, end February, early March, right up to end of October. Some pushes right up to early November, but that's really pushing it. But the best time to go to Tioman would be somewhere in April till October. I mean, April till August, right?
Well, it depends what you want. If you are usually when people say the best time to go is probably you're talking about visibility. So in Tioman, I believe at this few years, the best time to come for great visibility will be April and May. And then June, July onwards, and sometimes even August, the visibility goes down a bit. And then it will get better in probably August, September, October. If you come on February, it's cuttlefish mating season. You'll see a lot of cuttlefish around. But because of COVID, it's kind of like reset the ecosystem. A lot of things have actually changed. Last year, there are so many turtles that we see turtles almost every dive.
Yeah.
To be frank with you.
Yeah.
Before COVID, we don't see any turtles at all. Now it's almost every dive. They are so visible right now. Yeah, and there are also a lot more amounts of sharks compared to last time. Yeah, you realize that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the good thing about COVID, it makes the marine life comes back.
Yeah.
Because there's no human disturbance.
No activity on Tioman, hence it's quiet and
they get to claim the fishes get to claim their
they
home
can
back.
come back to their home and
That's great.
and breed maybe. And I love Tioman, and I will always have Tioman close to my heart. As long as I am diving, I think I will definitely frequent Tioman year in, year out. Tioman is really close to me.
I'm pretty much a city boy. I grew up in Kuala Lumpur, a big city. So sometimes I do envy people that comes from smaller suburban small town. That whenever there's any festival season, I don't really have a hometown to go back to. So I've actually made Tioman my hometown.
Okay.
So like whenever people ask me like, bila balik kampung kat mana, I will, instead of saying Kuala Lumpur KL, which is the true, because I'm from there, I will say I go Tioman. So it's like it's my hometown now.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I feel stuck, whenever I feel stressed or whatever, I need a break. Tioman will always be probably my priority list because it's so easy and so convenient. And I love the place. We hope that we have convinced you, given you enough information for you to visit Tioman. And for those of you who have not tried Tioman, I think you should put it on your list at least once. Give it a chance and see how things go. Yeah, it can be a little bit difficult to get to. I would admit that, but it's worth it. Don't spend 3 days 2 nights there because
nothing good comes easy, Adam.
Yeah, because of the journey. Do at least 4 days 3 nights, I would say.
Yeah, minimum 4 days 3 nights.
Do at least 4 days 3 nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, we hope that we answered some questions. We help whatever that we share here tonight, help our listeners to understand more about Tioman and maybe eventually decide on visiting Tioman.
Tonight is just 2 guys talking about the place that we love.
Yes.
Yeah.
There will be more of places where we like going, we love going. To all our listeners, but do contact us, do reach out to us if you have any questions. If you want us to share about something else, we appreciate you coming to us. Yeah.
Let us know what do you want us to talk about, to discuss about. We are not jack of all trades when it comes to scuba diving, but if there's some topic that interests us, we will invite people to come over to talk about it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me and Diki, we'd like to learn about anything scuba diving related, basically. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Probably it's not gonna be at the studio next episode. We are gonna go somewhere else to do our podcast because both of us will be at Tioman.
Yes.
Yeah, we are traveling.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are traveling and we are going to the island finally. Definitely, we're gonna invite people to come and talk to us. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Dive Log signing out. This time I'm the one who's saying it instead of you.
All right. Okay.